Want candy now?
What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing this fine afternoon, evening, or morning, whatever it may be for you? This is Nasdorachi coming back again after quite a while with another episode of Final Fantasy Record Keeper Relic Review. Final Fantasy VI is upon us. This is easily my favorite Final Fantasy game out of the entire series, so I had to come back for this one and make an episode for it. We have the Greatest Hunt. It's an event that pretty much focused around Locke, Terra, and Celis as a majority, and those three characters we wouldn't mind having every relic we can get our hands on for. So again, I do apologize for the highly inconsistent nature of my video uploads recently. I have been working full time as well. I'm having some technical issues with my webcam that keeps cutting out. My upgrade for my new phone hasn't quite arrived yet, so I will have that soon. And I'm dealing with a defective capture card that I purchased, I believe, so hopefully that'll all be resolved soon and things can kind of accelerate. I do want to put a personal note out to all my FFRK fans that at the end of the month Dragon Ball FighterZ will be releasing, and I do plan to devote a lot of effort towards hopefully covering that game on this channel. Hopefully that doesn't upset you guys. Final Fantasy Record Keeper is not leaving. It just might not happen quite as often because these episodes take a really long time for me to make. I also have to try and not move as much as possible so my webcam doesn't cut out. So, back to business at hand. We have a new event here following a festival. They always seem to put Final Fantasy VI during or after a festival. Smart business tactics on their part. I have 2 draws I can make on this, so we're going to review the relics real quick and hop in and do at least those 2 draws. We got Kefka in the bottom left, who's going to be laughing at me the whole time, probably throughout my draws. Hopefully we can shut him down so his laughter is meaningless. Anyways, you guys, let's check out the relic banner here. Now, for the festival, I know I didn't cover any of those banners. I feel like they were kind of self-explanatory in terms of their value if you're lacking a particular element or, you know, chain soulbreak that you were looking for that element. You'd want to have eyes on that particular banner, as well, you know, just being mindful of how many duplicate relics you may have. Keeping all that in mind, it's kind of easy to kind of decide what to pull for in that sense. And a lot of the advanced players will probably already know this, but for the newer guys, a lot of the relics that are coming out now are kind of just, they're all very similar, but, you know, different themes, different elements, but just rehashing and reorganization of the same shit going on for different characters. So covering every single one, you know, there's a lot of stuff that if you read into it, you'll be able to kind of compare it. And I don't mean to, you know, downplay what I'm doing here, but it's just, you know, I'm making excuses for why I haven't been making videos quite as much. So that was clever right there. Anyways, again, back to business. We have a USB for Locke here, the Platinum Dagger. 168 attack is a pretty damn good attack stat for a dagger. Unfortunately, it's only synergy bonus, so you will not have any all realms effects on this guy right here. I got his chain soulbreak off phase 1 of the festival, so I would definitely not mind snagging this and his new Bsb. We have Burning Steel for the Ultra here. 10 physical fire non-elemental attacks to random targets. Imperil them, so lower their fire resistance. You also temporarily cause fire abilities to deal a physical fire non-elemental damage to one target, so it's a one-hit chase. And you gain a moderate chance to trigger Flame Hunt, which further lowers their Imperil a small amount on the fire side there. So it's a pretty interesting USB. It's probably kind of on the average spectrum, but if you're team building specifically for fire, obviously that value is going to go up there. And again, Locke's the only fire chain soulbreak that I know of in the game right now. Thankfully, it lowers defense and resistance on entry, so it benefits mages and physical parties. But Locke himself is more of a physical damage dealer, so kind of an awkward hybrid team there if you're doing the mage physical split. Again, I like Locke. I love Final Fantasy VI. I would love to have it. It's great for your fire team. Pretty functional. I pretty much want everything on this banner except for the super soul breaks. Next up, this would actually be one of the only dupes on the banner for me, if not the only one, I believe. It's the USB for Terra Apocalypse. It's an amazing USB, extremely good for your Fire and Black Mage party builds. The stats on it, however, not amazing. It's a hybrid attack magic and synergy only bonus again. So in Final Fantasy VI realms, it'll be off the chain. It'll be really great to use in Relm. But outside of Relm, you'll probably want something that's spec'd more for magic, so you get, you know, just the extra stats for that. And you might as well just keep Terra in the back row. I mean, her attack and sword using abilities are not going to be anywhere near comparable to her magic damage capabilities. Moving forward, we have the Omen Ultra Soul Break, 10 magic fire, non-elemental attacks to one target. Temporarily infuse the user with the power of fire. Enter Magitech EX mode, which reduces the delay of the user's actions and increases the user's magic a moderate amount. Interesting thing to note is this EX mode lasts for 25 seconds, where most, if not all, others in the game are only 15 seconds. Terra as well, just she can Wrath into her Soul Break and then start spamming Chain Firaga or Meltdown if you have her level 99 RM. That gives you double cast black magic right there. Her LMR makes that for fire abilities capable of triple cast. So Terra is a really good character. If you legend dive her, you get her trance ability, which you can either forcibly trigger at the beginning of battle by like self-hitting her, dealing damage to her, or if the enemy triggers, she gets a full heal and even more boosts. So she's got a really powerful trance mode, lots of delay reduction and magic buffing going on here. So definitely a quintessential character for your fire magic based teams. I love Terra, and I like the trance mechanics in this game, seeing them transform into a different sprite. So I already have that one. I wouldn't mind a dupe of it, but not at the cost of something else on this banner that I don't already have. Next up here we have Terra's OSB. It is an older relic, but something I still don't have, the Blood Sword. You have 120 attack, 159, so stats a little bit less, not very much, but just a smidgen less. And again, it's synergy bonus only, so no all realms action on this guy either here. OSB, Scorching Flames, massive magic fire, non-elemental damage to one target, can break the damage cap. She can Wrath into this, especially once her USB is active for that EX mode. I know it's going to be outdated here soon with her basically the same version of this, but it hits 3 times instead of once. But for now, and even for the collectability, I definitely wouldn't mind pulling this. It would be something new, even though it's kind of dated in terms of OSBs. Again, I'd love to have it. Next up here, a new BSB for Locke. I know that because I have his BSB 1. You have Locke's Sash, Light Armor, standard stats for Light Armor, but you get the great all realms small boost to fire damage. So for any attack based characters, that's a great source of all realms fire boost right there. The BSB On the Hunt, 8 range physical fire non-elemental attacks to one target. Temporarily infuse the user with the power of fire and haste burst mode to the user. Pretty standard on entry. You get the fire infusion, that'll go well with the imperil that he has on the USB, and his fire based chain soul break as well. So just, you know, for thief and fire-based team shenanigans, Locke is definitely a great character. Kind of like Zidane will be the wind version, and we have Locke here as the fire version, but the added benefit of having a CSB on his side. Brave the Heat, 4 range physical fire, non-elemental attacks to one target, reduced delay before hitting. The delay reduction makes this a little bit better, just kind of a standard DPS BSB command 1 there. Searing Edge, 2 range physical fire, non-elemental attacks to one target, temporarily lower its attack a large amount, and raise the user's attack a large amount. So instead of being a bargain here, we have the thief nature coming through, and we're stealing the stats, so no negative side effects for Locke whatsoever there. And then again, with the reduced delay on the first command, makes this a, you know, pretty functional BSB. It'll go really well with his Chain Soul Break, again, for the 4 hits on the first command. So really we can't complain there. Next up we have Terra's new BSB2, Terra's Arm Guards. Bracers, stats all over the place, kind of the same as pretty much every other set of bracers in the game. And again, all realms fire damage boost. So this will be great for your magic using characters that need that all realms fire damage, whereas Locke's light armor will be for the physical spec characters. Bsb Finding Love. Deal 8 magic fire non-elemental attacks to one target. Temporarily infuse the user with the power of fire. Haste burst mode to the user. It's very average mage-based Bsb. Actually, this is very average Bsb entry in general. You get the infusion of the element, in this case fire. 8 magic attacks to one target is good for DPS. It means you're not going to have to deal with random effects or lower damage AoE effects. So this is better for boss fights in mind here. We have the fire combo. 4 magic fire non-elemental attacks to one target. Deals more damage. Targets vulnerable, slight weakness to fire. If you have the right imperils on your side, that's not going to be super effective comparative to something like delay reduction on the cast time, but it's still reasonable, I guess. It would be something cool if it was something like Maria or Sid Raines. You know, Sid Raines has the instant. That would be great here. Maria has the scaling hits. But, you know, this Bsb is just kind of an average fire mage Bsb. It does have the bargain here, Fire Wave. 2 magic fire non-elemental attacks to all targets for lowering defense, raising the magic. So it does have that. That puts it on the kind of upper end of average, but still, this was something that we were seeing new back when Sid Raines was getting stuff like this, and Maria, and other characters with bargains. So it's kind of Terra just catching up now. Her other first Bsb is okay. It's not bad. I don't know. The first one's really basic. This one is kind of a new one that catches her up to the state that a lot of other characters are at. Which, you know, she did need that. And it goes great with her LMR, and I would not mind snagging that at all. I have her USB and her Bsb 1. This is a relic that I pulled for a lot back in the day when it first came out. I would love to see it now. Celis is an amazing character in this game, and her runic abilities for absorbing magic means that she's one of a few characters that can solo bosses fairly easily in this game. I know of her and Galuf being able to do it pretty easily. Galuf just hinges on having the SSB with his invincibility. Celis can just absorb magic, which, you know, each one useful in different situations. Attack 138, so your stats aren't crazy. Bonus effects, not really anything outstanding either. Nothing, you know, actually. So we have the Bsb Invincible Blade, which covers for all the downsides of the relic itself here. 8 physical holy and ice attacks to one target. Temporarily absorb enemy black magic and white magic abilities cast on the user to restore 1 ability use. Raise the user's attack a moderate amount and defense a small amount, and grant haste and burst mode to the user. So it's kind of like her older Super Soul Break mishmashed with like a TG Sid Bsb going on here. Seeing as how they're both knights and spellblades. And I like that. Celis, again, amazing character. She gets the runic, which is invaluable in any mage-based situation, except when you're getting hit by AoE magic. Then it'll protect Celis, but not your other teammates, unfortunately. Burst Soul Break commands here, Gleaming Frostblade, 4 physical holy and ice attacks to one target. Increase the damage of the user's spellblade abilities a small amount for 2 turns. It's pretty good for Celis. It's extra good if she's double casting it for the 8 hits, so we like that. Dazzling Grimblade, 2 physical holy and ice attacks to all targets, and a bargain, lower defense but raise the attack. Unlike Terra, gets the magic buff. This will complement Celis here. I think this is a much more complicated and interesting Bsb than the one that Terra just received. There's a lot more going on here, and that makes it much more valuable in my opinion. I would rather get this one if I could over Terra's, and I'll pick up, you know, if I get Terra's LMR, I'd be happy here, honestly. That's really all I need for it at this current point in time. Next up here, we have another dupe for me. This will be one of my 2 dupes, and I actually have this combined once as well, I believe. Got a Bsb from Mog. This is an exceptional mage support Bsb. It's actually like S tier mage support Bsb right here. 55 attack, 100 magic, 137 mind, so nothing crazy on the stats or bonus effects again. You have the Bsb Love Serenade. Haste to all allies, temporarily raise their magic and mind a moderate amount, and grant burst mode to the user. The entry here is fabulous. You get the Haste Dagger, so in a mage-based team, this can totally replace a character like Ramza or some other off-the-wall Hastegosaurus. And as well, you get the magic and mind buff. Not only is that super stackable because it's a fairly rare buff, but sometimes that mind buff can come in handy for all characters. Like if you're in a boss fight where you get that stop that's cast on you, this will speed up the amount of time for all characters for that to wear off. A couple other, good effects. It will help out healing on all your white mages, stuff like that. But very good entry effect here. Burst abilities, Fond Memories, instantly restore a large amount of HP to one ally and grant them major regen. I love this command right here because other than a couple of kind of off healers, Relm is your only kind of dedicated Final Fantasy VI healer. And while she is really good, I don't have anything good for her. This makes Mog fully capable of being a healer for your Final Fantasy VI Relm shenanigans and activities and Sid missions. So I love this BSB. The second burst command, Moogle Justice. I don't use this one quite as often, but it is your white magic holy damage to one target, and you get the large magic breakdown. So it is useful mainly for the large magic breakdown. Mostly I spam out the first burst command. Since it is instant, it'll help him regenerate soul break gauge more effectively for recasting this BSB and keeping all your buffs up. So I love this combination of entry and instant heal right here. Again, Mog, you can throw multi-break on him, you can throw faith on him, 4-star white magic, 5-star dances. He's a really, really good supporting character. Like, really good, in my opinion. And I stand by that. Next up here, we have Legend Materia. We can pop through these really quickly. I did manage to pick this one up on Phase 1 as well. It's basically the same as Shadow's LMR, but Power of Fire instead of Darkness. You begin battle temporarily infused with Power of Fire. Really good stats on it for offensive characters, and you have all realms boost to fire damage. So it's not only a great relic because anyone can wear it and it will help them out, and you get the fire boost, but the effect itself right here will increase the entries of your Chain Soul Break and your Ultra Soul Break, depending on what you're using, the first time you go to use it. You won't basically have to use a Soul Break to get the infusion of the fire and then get the benefits from it. You can just tear straight out the gate and not have to worry about that. Like, unfortunately with Shadow, I have to cast his BSB first to get the End Dark, and then I can lead into his USB and his spamming of ninja commands. But with something like this, that alleviates that right there. So it is a very good LMR. Good relic, good LMR. Same thing with this one here. Not so good of a relic itself, but very good LMR. It gives her a small chance for offensive fire abilities to trigger twice with her USB going on. Again, Meltdown, Chain Firaga, any of her burst commands that feature fire from her original BSB, that would be the first command only, and then both commands on her new BSB. Again, very, very good effects. The relic itself doesn't have any bonus effects, and the stats are pretty mediocre, so not so good of a relic, but we definitely want that LMR there. And then another really, really good LMR here. It's pretty much the same thing for Terra, same thing for Celis as Terra, but for Spellblades here. Small chance for Spellblade abilities to trigger twice. The stats on it are just basic light armor stats, nothing out of the ordinary there. But you do get the small boost to holy damage all realms, which can come in handy for any attack-based character. So we'd love this LMR as well here. The only one I have is Locke, so my dupes on this banner would be Locke LMR, Mog's BSB, and Terra's USB. So we got 3 dupes on the banner so far. Super Soul Breaks are next. Not so great. I do have this as well, actually. Unfortunately, this is on the banner on the lower end of likely to happen. You have 55 attack, 100 magic, and restore a large amount of HP to all allies. Grant them major regen. Not very good. Not very good mind stat on it for the healer either. Just 1, 2, 3. So, doo-doo relic, just filler material on the banner. And, oh god, this. I have this as well. Already 6-starred. So I can see some trolling incoming on my pulls here. I didn't realize that this was on the bottom end. It's not bad. I mean, the effects here are extremely niche. Not really in Sabin's kind of main build or repertoire, what you're going to want to use them for. But if you need the utility support, it can come in handy in a bind. You get the moderate heal to all allies, so for an emergency heal it can be okay. You get the large defense buff, which is actually fairly useful in physical based situations. And the Asuna as well can be pretty useful if you are, you know, slammed with poison or any other really negative effects you want to remove. So very good in its utility, but just kind of outside of the norm for what Sabin's going to be doing on your team as like a fire monk based DPS character. So again, I have seen this one twice. I believe I have 2 copies of that one, and as well Locke's LMR and Terra's USB, Mog's Bsb. So this could be questionable here. We're only going to go 2 draws deep, you guys. Let's start with 100 gems and just see what happens. I actually had some interesting 100 gem pulls on the festival. I got my like 7th or 8th copy of Lightning's USB on the phase that was on. I was not excited about that. Unfortunately, we're only looking at a 4-star today from our 100 gem. But let's blow all the mithril I have. I know people are going to cringe because the Onion Knight banners are coming up very soon. I definitely recommend budgeting some pulls for Onion Knight's USBs, plural, and his LMR. He basically has Tyro's LMR, so 2 turns of instant cast. Onion Knight, yeah, he's going to be a very, very good character again. He will return to the S class once his USBs come out. But let's go ahead and make a pull here anyway. Final Fantasy VI, just, it gets me. Gets me. Can't do anything about it. So, 50 mithril spent. Oh god. Oh lord. What's about to happen here? Anything good? Well, maybe. We didn't get Locke's USB or Terra's OSB, but that doesn't necessarily mean bad things. Please no super soul breaks. Ugh. I know there's gonna be one in here. There has to be. Yep, another Sabin's fucking soul spiral. Oh, that's the only LMR I already had. But we got Terra's Bsb 2. So at least it's something new. I will take it. I will take it. Out of everything on the banner, that's probably not one that I really needed, but we're gonna do this one more time, you guys. Just one more time. Of course it's going to tell me I need to sell stuff. So again, let's see what happens. This is our 2nd and final draw. We need a little bit better luck than what we got on the first draw, although we did get a new Bsb. Happy about that. Come on, at least Terra LMR or something. God, another 3 out of 11 with no 6 stars. So no Locke USB, no Terra OSB. Those will continue to elude me. Locke will still be functional with only his chain soul break, but oh god. God, no! What is, what? That was like deja vu for a second there. Like, what the hell happened? We did get Locke's new Bsb. I think the USB would have been better. I mean, I know it would have been. I don't know what the hell is up with my lucky unluckiness. It's almost too risky to pull on this banner again now at this point. Oh, man. So anyway, you guys, I hope you had good luck on your pulls. If you made any on this banner, definitely let me know what you got. Let me know what your activities on the winter/Christmas festival were. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the content. Sorry it's been so intermittent, but if you do like it, feel free to give me a thumbs up. My webcam just crashed. That's cool. Now you guys get a little taste of what I've been dealing with. And yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy my content. Feel free to sub if you're new here. There'll definitely be more Final Fantasy Record Keeper in the future. But I do want to stress again that Dragon Ball FighterZ will be big for me. So hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. Until next time, I hope you guys do have amazing luck. Comment down below. Let's get engaged here, see what happens. Well, that kind of sounded weird. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Have good luck. I hope your pulls are amazing. This is Nasdorachi, and I will catch you next time. Peace out, you guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the comments and in my subscribers. Later, y'all.